folks, Elizabeth here. Thanks for coming. I'm going to give you a quick intro into the Egoscue method and postural restoration, and also I'm going to show you 3 of my favorite exercises that we use in the Egoscue method. So Pete Egoscue is the founder of the Egoscue method. Back in the 70s he founded it. He learned a whole lot of amazing things about his body, healed a lot of things through postural restoration. So he figured out that bringing his posture back where it's supposed to be actually cleared up a lot of significant things for him. So he has since written quite a few books. His first book, I believe, was this one right here. So that's his first book. Second one, or at least one shortly thereafter, this is my favorite right there. So a couple of books. He's also, there's clinics now worldwide, Egoscue clinics, and there's also the Egoscue University, which is where I got certified. So that's a little quickie about Egoscue method. And postural restoration is basically putting the body back into its optimal design. So I'm going to show you Freddy Function. Here he is right here. I think it's the Egoscue world that has named him Freddy Function and created this illustration. So as you can see, his load joints, which is the shoulder, the hip, the knee, and the ankle joints, those are load joints. Those are all stacked. Those are all right up on top of each other. And then there's 90-degree angles, like his knee joints created a horizontal line. So there's also 90-degree angles, as you can see, all the way up. So that's Freddy Function from the front view. Here he is from the side view. So as you can see, the load joints, which are illustrated as these dots here, and also you can see them there, are stacked. So his load joints are stacked, one on top of the other. And then that black line there just goes right up through his ear. So that would be the right spot up on the head. So that is Freddy Function. And a little bit about postural restoration. Like I said, it's bringing the body back to its optimal design. I showed you the optimal design. And what we've learned and what Pete Egoscue teaches is that bones go where muscles tell them to go. Okay? So if it's our skeletal system that is obviously out of whack with the poor posture, it's the muscles that are not keeping them where they're supposed to be. So it's actually sort of muscular restoration in a way. So the muscles are getting back with the right length tension and doing their job in the optimal way when we have postural restoration. So it's really working with muscles, which is why the application of the Egoscue method is in fact exercises that we call E-sizes. So they're real simple and real customized to your deviation. So we take a look at exactly what's going on with you, and the exercises that you're given to do daily are customized just particularly for you. Now I'm going to show you 3 of my favorite E-sizes and tell you why they're my favorite. So the first one's called static back. And I think it's everybody's favorite because it's very easy to do. And it's just a really wonderful E-size. So you're on your back, just like this. And as you can see, I have something that's lifting my lower legs up. And the key here is this 90-degree angle. Okay, so a chair usually works pretty well. You want 90-degree angle at your knee joint. Okay, and then you want 90-degree angle at the hip joint. So your butt should probably be up against whatever it is that your lower legs are on. Okay, so it looks about like that. You want ankles to be hip width, knees to be hip width. That goes on with the E-sizes all the time. You'll just hear that over and over. Put your ankles hip width apart. So that's something to always keep in mind. Then I'm going to go palms up with my arms maybe 45 degrees out to my sides. And that is it. This is a really good time to breathe. Do nice, deep, diaphragmatic breathing. It's a really good time to just let go and relax and not think about anything. So what this is doing is it's bringing the spine primarily into optimal alignment. So it's what we would call a neutral spine. A lot of us have excessive kyphosis, which is sort of an upper body C curve, or we have excessive lordosis, which is that low back curve that you see. Those are excellent examples of what gets neutralized when you're lying on your back, because the floor is actually a nice flat plane that allows the body to let go and remove rotation, which is also a point to this. If one of my, say, shoulders is rotated, kind of chronically forward, it's just going to let go, and it's going to even itself out with the one that's already against the floor. So we're removing rotation as well as bringing the spine into a neutral position. So this is called static back, and it's a really good one to start with or to end with. Alrighty, the next one I'm going to show you is called scapular contractions, or standing scapular contractions. So I was talking a minute ago about excessive kyphosis, right? So a lot of us are a little bit hunched over like that. So what is also happening when we're hunched is that our scapulars are spreading, and probably our rhomboids are not doing their job, okay? So our rhomboids have given up a bit, and other things are compensating. So scapular contractions are simply contracting those muscles, okay? So what we simply want to do is to squeeze our scapulas together, okay? And again, I'm standing with my ankles hip width, my knees hip width, okay? So we're just going to squeeze our rhomboids together. It looks like that. And if you can isolate, you just want to isolate those muscles in between your scapulas. And just let the arms follow. Okay, and you probably want to do 30 of those. You probably want to do 3 sets of 10 each. And those are really great, in my opinion, to do when you're, say, in line at the grocery store, when you're standing, waiting. It's just such a wonderful time to notice how you're standing, first of all, and then, are my ankles hip width? What's going on with my body? What am I up to, So you want to kind of bring it into a nice, upright, hip width kind of position while you're waiting in line. Perfectly wonderful thing to do. So that's standing scapular contractions. Okay, and the last one I'm going to show you may already know about. This one is called cats and dogs in the Egoscue world, called cat and cow in the yoga world. And what we're going to do is, as you can see, hands and knees, okay? And I want my wrists to be right under my shoulder joints. And I want my knees to be directly under my hip joints. So it's going to look something like that. And again, the wrist should be about shoulder joint width apart, and the knees should be about hip width apart, okay? And we're going to move from our pelvis. So the only thing that's really going to initiate the movement that I'm about to do is the tilting of my pelvis. So it goes like this. On the exhale, so we're tilting the pelvis sort of under, okay? And then we're tilting it back with the exhale. And you just let the rest of your spine follow. Okay, and the head allows to come up, and it's just a natural movement. And there's never any stress and strain. These exercises are always just a sort of a easy, relaxed, full range of motion, but no real stress kind of thing. Okay, so it should all feel good, really. I mean, occasionally with the exercises we're doing some muscular things that require some challenging efforts, but there's always an ease built in my opinion. Okay, so that's cats and dogs. 10, 12, 15 of those are great. And what that's doing is it's adding range of motion to your hips. So a lot of us, with our deviations, oftentimes they start in the hips and the hip joints. So we're either stuck in sort of a posterior tilt, so that would be posterior tilt. It's kind of a tucked under thing, a little like that. Or we've got an excessive anterior tilt, which is that. So what we want is we want to bring full range of motion into that, and that's what the cats and dogs is about. And again, it's using the flat plane of the floor to remove rotation. So again, if I had a forward shoulder, for instance, it can't be forward anymore once I'm on the plane. Oh, there's my dog. I thought he... So we're removing rotation, and we're fully increasing the range of motion to the hips. And actually the rest of the spine. I mean, as you can see, your whole spine is going. Okay, so those are my 3 favorites. And I sure hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to making more videos for you guys, and thanks a lot. And here you go. Here he is. Come on over, you might as well just put your face in.